Hi, this is Luke, and this is my rundown of the top smartphones in 2013 that are both rumoured and confirmed for the year ahead. It's worth noting I've recorded this right at the start of the year, so if you are watching later on in the year, there may have been some changes, or new products may have been released, or maybe even some of these weren't that good, but I'm hoping these do turn out to be, well, it's not the top 5 and it's not a top 10, I've got for you the top 7 phones of 2013. Up first is a bit of a risky one, and it is the BlackBerry Z10. And it's not just a risky one to include in this list, it's also a risky one for the company that make it, RIM, or RIM. The Z10, it really is going to be sink or swim for them. They've had massive financial trouble, and Z10 is where all their hopes lie now. It's got a sleek design, I'll give them that, it does look nice. The BlackBerry 10 operating system as well, I've heard some good reviews about that, although it might just be a mix of iOS and Android, and maybe just a bit of a BlackBerry design on it. And BlackBerry Messenger, obviously not a brand new feature, but it'll show its face again for BlackBerry lovers, one of their favourite features. Next up is the iPhone 5S. Didn't want to include it right near the top because it's obvious what's coming. Not a huge upgrade from the iPhone 5, as they normally only do a 2-year release cycle on major upgrades. There's going to be slight tweaks, maybe a slightly better camera, slightly better processor as well, but the main thing that's rumoured for the 5S is different colour options like the iPod Touch and the Nano. Maybe you might be able to pick up the iPhone in blue, orange, pink, who knows, but something a little more interesting anyway. Not sure how good it will look with the slate. Sony Xperia Z confirmed for a March release. It's got a 5-inch screen, 441 pixel per inch display of 1080p as well, so a really good screen on that. The interesting thing about the Xperia Z is it's fully waterproof up to 1 metre and for 30 minutes of time, so a fully waterproof phone, really innovative, and a lot of people out there will either have a story of their own or they'll know someone that's dropped their phone in a puddle or in the bath or even down the toilet and ruined it, so that's a really good safety feature on the Xperia Z. Also good for using it in the rain and things like that. It's a decent phone as well, quad-core, 1.5 GHz processor. It's got a 13.1 megapixel camera, which is just about the best camera in this rundown, and Jelly Bean 4.1. 4.2 is planned, so it's not going to be the latest version of Android, but it's going to be close, although Sony are notoriously slow to the market with their Android upgrades. Next on the list is the HTC M7. It's got a new design, which is a bit more, how to describe it, it's a bit more standard from the One series. The One was all curvy and had a bit of character to it, whereas the M7 is pretty much straight lines, angles, a bit more angular is the way I'd have to sum that one up. It's got a 4.7 inch 1080p display, and it is a whopping 469 ppi, so pixel density of 469, which is the biggest and best in this rundown. So really good screen on that, and to go with that, it's got a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor, so it'll be running nice and fast on the screen. You've got a 13 megapixel camera to look at all your glorious pictures on such a good screen. Next up, first entry from Samsung. I'm sure you will have all thought there'd be a couple of those in there, which there are, but first up is the Note 3. Huge success has been seen with the previous version of the Note, and the huge doesn't just come down to the size of the phone. It really is a popular device, particularly the Note 2. It's gone down a storm. The Note 3 is expected to get even bigger with a 6.3 inch display. Hopefully a better screen coming on that, although I haven't seen any rumours of the pixel density on that. Although the Note 3 was Pentile, it could do with sharpening up a little bit. A faster processor is also rumoured. Could it be the new Samsung Exynos 5 Octa chip, which is 2 sets of quad core, so it's effectively 8 cores in it. It's got a Cortex A15 for high performance, and then a Cortex A7 chip for low level usage. So 2 sets of quad core, effectively 8 core, but not quite the real deal. And although the Note 2 has amazing battery life, the Note 3 is rumoured to have even better battery life to go with the chip. Nexus 5. Now, the Nexus 4 has been such a big success, and it's only been hindered down to its supply issues. If there was more available, then I'm sure millions and millions would have been sold, but unfortunately that's not the case. Perhaps production hasn't even been ramped up that much because they're preparing for Nexus 5, It's meant to be made by LG again. It's 0.3 of an inch bigger screen than the Nexus 4, it's only slightly bigger, but it does make it a 5-inch screen. It's got a 13 megapixel camera, quad core, 2 GB of RAM, and it's meant to be running the brand new Android 5.0 Keyline Pie. So really the newest Android for a while. 4.2 Jelly Bean obviously was on the Nexus 4, but there wasn't too many upgrades with that. Hopefully we'll see some really cool features on Android 5. The best thing about the Nexus line is how cheap they are. Really good value for money. Google normally sell them at a loss, so hopefully there'll be a lot of those to be picked up. Finally, in number one place for the top phones of 2013 is the Samsung Galaxy S4. Hate to be predictable, but it just had to be there. It's got a new design, which in my opinion looks more appealing. Yeah, it's a little more generic, but I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the actual physical design of the S3. The S4 looks pretty cool. It's also meant to have a 1080p display, 5 inches, 445 pixels per inch, I believe. Sorry, I just lost that one in my notes, but it's around about there anyway. It comes with Gorilla Glass 2 as well, so not going to get a damaged screen, so probably no need for a screen protector on that. 13 megapixel camera as well, and I did say with the Note 3 that maybe the Exynos 5 Octa chip would be debuted. Surely, even if it is in that, or if not, surely it will be in the S4, so mixing 2 quad-core chips, the Cortex A15 for high performance, and the Cortex A7 for your low-level usage. I'm really hoping that that is on the S4, and I'm pretty sure it will be. So that rounds up the top 7 smartphones of 2013. Worth noting that all these phones will be available in the UK, so there may be a few brands or phones that are available in the Far East or in the US that aren't available over here, which as a UK resident I'm not going to know about. So if this has helped you out at all, then please click like. Let me know your thoughts or any other options in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for regular tech reviews. Thanks for watching.